We're a general contractor here in the state of Hawaii, on the island of Kauai and on the big island of Hawaii. One of the things that we like to do, or that we do, we're a structure mover company. We move buildings, hold, usually the most common one are something like 24 feet by say 40 or 50 feet long. That's about 1/3 of our business. The rest of it is general contracting, new buildings, light commercial, new residential, and that's about another third. And then kind of the smaller last third is dear to my heart, but not that big business. We restore old buildings, primarily plantation style buildings, the sugar plantation style buildings that I think we know pretty well, know how they go together. And then it's other small little things, just general construction work and equipment.
So have you moved all the buildings at the plantation cottage?
Yeah, that was a project that we put together, what was that, back in 1980, after the, what we call the first hurricane, between Hurricane Eva and Iniki. It was about a 10-year span. We moved in a lot of buildings and fixed them up. And that got us going in the structure moving business. We're featured on the History Channel, Mega Movers. We moved the building on the Big Island for that show. It was kind of good fun. I have about 20 people that work for me. That's about it. HP is my grandfather, and then he has my father, Alan Eric, and then it's me. And he came from Norway, so I don't know how you call that.
Third generation. You had an interesting perspective on your identity. We talked about your identity.
What did we talk about?
Your problems, with, well, not problems, but the situation of not being a Hawaiian, not being American. You think you could talk a little about that?
Oh, this is dangerous.
without the bit.
Well, my grandfather came to the Hawaiian Islands from Norway, and I'm not sure if he was an American citizen. Excuse me, a Hawaiian citizen, but the point is that he was he became an American through Hawaii. So on my paternal side, we just don't have a long American taproot per se, and at the same time, we don't have any Hawaiian blood in us, so we're not native. And in Hawaii, if you're not native, you don't call yourself Hawaiian. You just don't do that. You come up with other names, Kama'aina, other names. We're not Norwegian, so so I guess really we are Americans, and that's what a lot of Americans are, people from other places. But it's sort of interesting here in the islands when we see folks from the mainland come down and they have great big 4th of July celebrations, that this is like the biggest day of their year, and it's sort of strangely, we do it, but doesn't have as much meaning as perhaps a local holiday, Kamehameha Day or something else.
Is this a topic of discussion?
Not really.
Among people?
I don't think it's a topic of discussion. Not really, except growing up in a more innocent generation, growing up, we all could run around bare feet, and I don't know, we never felt anything different back then. There was no big Hawaiian movement. We felt we were Kama'aina, children of the land, but because we were born here. But as far as, since then, the whole Hawaiian identity or the native identity comes up. So you can call yourself Kama'aina, but it doesn't really mean much anymore. We used to differentiate ourselves from. We always knew we were Haole, we were not native, but we always differentiated ourselves from the coast Haoles. They're the ones up on the United States. Local, and I think it's similar to Japanese. Born here, you're Japanese here, but if you're from the mainland, you're called a katonk, and that was somewhat derogatory. And same thing with Coast Haole. If you want to make a local Haole angry, you'd call him a Coast Haole, and that was like, not a very good thing to say. Now with so many people from the mainland, and really, it was so simple back then when it was the plantation socio-economic situation. It was simple. Now it's simple for us anyway, growing up in the plantation. But now with these different economies and people from all over the world, U.S. mainland, all around the Pacific, Asian, different Asians now. It's more complicated and more watered down. I don't think those things mean so much. So I think that's why now you're either you got some Hawaiian in you, you're native and you're Hawaiian. You can wear the T-shirt that says Kau Inoa, which means to build a nation. You can go to Kamehameha school. Nobody else can. So I think that's how it's differentiating. And then everybody's sort of interbreeding too, so you can kind of go almost anywhere in the U.S. anyway, and you can pick out a person and you can pretty much say, yeah, I bet that guy's from Hawaii. And you see, because it's sort of this funny assimilation, this mix of so many different peoples, Filipinos and Japanese, and as we say, the Caucasian or the Haoles, and throw some little bit of Hawaiian blood in there, and you get this kind of mix that to our eye you can usually see. As far as the Norwegians as a whole in the islands, I don't know of any real true identity because we never got together as a group. We had some Christmas traditions of the cookies and some of the Norwegian Christmas traditions, but that was pretty much limited to within our own family group. As far as our family, the Faya family, I don't know. I think I always felt that we worked hard and gave anybody an honest day's work.
About the Christmases.
Our Christmases, as I recall them, growing up. Well, it was we got together as a family, the cousins and whoever was kind of around, but usually around our core family. My mother, who is not Norwegian, someplace along the line learned how to make some of the Norwegian cookies. I think Berliner Kranzer and Krumkaker and some pepper nutter and a rice pudding that an almond was put into it, and that was always a favorite thing at Christmas because we'd eat for that almond, and we're all pretty young, and if you got it you had to sort of hide the fact that you have it, and then we'd go around guessing who had it, and you'd finally reveal it, and you'd get some special little gift. But pretty much other than that, the only other thing is that food-wise, my mother would make weekly or every couple of weeks stuff that she called lobscouse. I'm not sure if that's even the right name, but she just put sort of all the meat together from the rest of the week and sort of stewed it in this big pasty stew sort of thing. And we loved it. But I haven't had that for a long time.
You're not taking up this in your own cooking?
You know, I've tried a couple times, but I need to find the recipe and or if there even is one and try it because it was sort of fun.
Jan and I also we spoke a little about your relationship or the fire's relationship to land.
To the land.
Yeah, because it seems a bit, at least very,
Yeah.
very conscious and
Yeah, it's sort of funny that my grandfather came here and was from apparently a shipping company and came out here to help his uncle, Valdemar Knudsen, and wound up getting very tied to the land. And we have a photograph that you've probably seen that is him standing up with a whole bunch of rocks around him as a young man, and you know he cleared all of that land by him personally himself, and he worked very, very hard. And those fields, up until sugar went on a couple of years ago, were still named after his names. But you know, he went on to farm that land and then get with Kikaha Sugar, land-based, wound up purchasing this little neighboring plantation, Waimea Sugar Mill Company. This is what we have inherited, and an observation that I've made is that it seems that as a group we've gotten very attached to this relatively small piece of land in the way land goes. We own about 1,000 acres, and that's relatively small as compared to these other big landowning families, but it's very precious to us, and we have a really hard time just selling it, you know, and sort of our taproot now is right here in Waimea, Kauai. You know, we don't have really any ties anywhere else, so we don't have any place else to go. You know, we don't go back to the Plymouth Rock or, you know, landing on Ellis Island and working in silver mines or anything like that. Someplace in the West. It's been here. And I think that's stronger for me just because my father was a plantation manager. I grew up here, and I think that's not uncommon, you know, for the child that stays back and does that. But all my life, when I was about 10 or 11 years old, I remember my father asking me where did I want to go to secondary school. I could have gone to Choate in Wallingford, Connecticut, where all the other males went, or I could go to Hawaii Prep on the Big Island. And knowing that I wanted to always be in Hawaii, I said, I'm going to go to Hawaii Prep. And so I broke tradition of all the other males in my generation and the generation above me by staying here and basically deciding to make my life here.
Catherine Wilson.
Yeah.
You were married to
Martin Wilson, this boy.
this boy who was from the start he was a blacksmith.
Yeah, this was grandfather. That's his grandfather, blacksmith.
Okay, so this is what is his name? Was his name now?
Martin.
Martin Blacksmith.
Named after the grandfather.
Named after the grandfather. And you now live here in Waimea.
60 years on this land.
Yeah. And we were wondering if you could talk a little about the Norwegian families in the areas.
Not much, only the blacksmiths and the
yeah.
fires and the Knudsens.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Who own all the land.
Yeah. So
You see this picture here? The glass is upstairs. It came out. This is an old man blacksmith.
this is the old man blacksmith.
When he was 25 years old. This is taken in Norway.
I see.
When he was 25, and she was 21 before they left Norway to come here. So this is the wedding picture. Pretty, huh? The old man blacksmith, my husband when he was a baby, and his wife. They got married in Norway. And they brought the picture with them. You can tell it's old, but it's nice yet.
Yeah, fantastic.
They left Norway in 1870, I think, or 71. Between that, it's when this picture was after they married, and they came. They went to Maui and then they landed here.
Was that at the same time as the fires in
No,
the
I
Knudsen?
think the fires before then. I think so.
Yeah.
Then they came to the Knudsens.
Yeah.
And the Knudsen owned a lot of land in Waimea.
Okay.
They were given land
Okay.
from the Knudsen family.
Okay.
Yeah, the Knudsen owned everything. This land was given. No, the old man Blaster bought this land from a Hawaiian. His mother, she resembled my daughter.
Ah, yes, yes,
Yeah.
it's very similar.
And my husband's great grandmother. Here's Blackston, and here's the rest of the children.
Where's this picture taken?
Here.
Here in Waimea?
Yeah, right here. The
Waimea.
old house that was standing.
Where was their house then?
Right here. They tore it down. It was too old. It was built in the early 1800s here. Part of the house is here. So my husband's mother, her father, and the brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
They were all nice looking people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were nice, yeah. Now this is the whole Norwegian clan.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, yeah.
This guy, Pierre, don't marry a woman from Leeton House, the island of Leeton House. She, Anna, married German, Lord Meyer. My mother, Auntie, married Ash. I don't know what nation of the Ash. He was a deputy sheriff. And I had another uncle, brother. I don't know what he was. These two, I don't know what they were. I only know they were good-looking people. Then my husband's auntie, his mother. They were pretty young. They're pretty young in here.
Yeah.
The old man Blackston, his wife was an Olsen.
Yeah, yeah.
They had a big ranch up in Waimea Valley. They used to raise strawberries. Oh, you know, when they came here, this place was all isolated. I don't know what it was now.
Yeah.
It was all isolated. There was nothing down here but sand dunes when they came.
So they had a cattle ranch.
Yeah, cattle ranch, a big one up in the mountains.
Yeah.
He was a rancher. They worked hard, these people. Nice picture, huh?
Very nice.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
they look like they could just walk out of this picture.
Yeah.
No kidding, yeah. They do. They look like they're just ready to stand up and walk out.
Yes, it's true. Yeah. And so he became a rancher.
The old man, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a rancher.
And tell us a little more about what he did for a living.
Rancher, butcher, businessman. He was just one big businessman here. And they had a saloon over here with just like the cowboy movies, you know, with the Hawaiians on their horses, raised hell in the saloon. He raised hell, they had to close the saloon down. Because the Hawaiians were riding horses in the saloon. Yeah, the Hawaiians in those days, it was something else. Oh yeah, it was something else.
Can we ask you about your Hawaiian background? Are you Hawaiian?
Oh, let me see. Well, my mother folks were came from fishing people. My great grandparents were Kunahikis, fish bones. They survived on the fish bones way back. Fish and taro, that was it, nothing else. Until Pearl Harbor opened up. Then they all went to work for the Navy, and that's it. Before that was just taro and fish bones. That's all. There was nothing else. Then when the war came on, well, everybody went to work for Uncle Sam. That's where they made their money.
Did you have a Hawaiian name?
Mahina.
Mahina. It's a beautiful
Means
name.
the moon.
The moon. You know, we saw up in the graveyard, there were a lot of Norwegian names, you know, on the gravestones.
Yeah,
The Olsen and
that's
the
Norwegian.
Brandt.
Brandt
you
is
know.
German.
Okay. And
Lord Meyer is German.
Meyer also German.
German, they married Norwegian.
Ah, I see. And also, what's it? Crusade? Crusade?
Is that?
Cruise.
Cruz. Do you know that name?
Cruzy.
Yeah?
That's German.
That's German as well. Okay.
That's all. Germans and Norwegians, they all work with the plantations.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, look at my husband. When he was 1 year old, this was taken.
Yeah.
How you like that?
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful photo.
Yeah, nice photo here, but so old.
Yeah.
Very old, yeah.
So how did you come to meet him?
We worked together during World War II.
I see. Here in Kauai?
No, on Oahu.
Okay.
He was in the Navy Reserve.
Ah,
And when he got through, we came back here.
I see. Yeah. So what did you hear about other Norwegians here in the area?
They were all land developers. Fires were built. Fire was plantation. He founded the Grove. Yeah, it's all his Peter Fire, Hans Peter Fire. They picked one of the fires and the Knudsen and the Blacksteads as all.
And the Olsen?
The old lady Olsen, she passed away very old. They all married Hawaiians. They didn't marry Norwegians. No.
No.
They all married, even the Germans married Hawaiians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also have a beautiful daughter, as you.
Well, I'm glad you like the picture.
Would you like to show this?
It's pretty. Yeah.
What was this then? Could you tell a bit about this?
She wanted out of 15 girls.
Ah.
Yeah, she was 15 years old. Yeah, she was 15 years old when she won the Miss Kauai.
Ah. She became Miss Kauai.
Yeah, she's a nurse in Indiana.
Now she is.
Nurse, yeah. She graduated from nursing school. But it's a pretty picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was really beautiful.
Yeah, she was pretty, yeah.
So it's maybe a bit surprising to a Norwegian audience, you know,
Yeah.
that there was a Miss Kauai who's a Norwegian.
First girl with the Norwegian blood.
Yeah.
No other girl had Norwegian that won the Miss Kauai, yeah.
Yeah.
So all the Norwegians was happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you talk a bit about your own life in a way, in a sense?
My life.
Yes.
I
From
had
the
a
start.
plain life.
Yeah.
Work all my life, that's all.
Could you start from the beginning and talk? Would you talk a bit about your
I went to school,
upbringing?
worked in the cannery, worked all over the place. That's all. Got married and raised all the kids, that's all. Not much in my life, but work all my life, that's all.
Did you get work here in Waimea?
Yeah. I worked in the cannery till they closed the cannery.
I see.
Then Paul.
Yeah.
They closed down all the cannery.
Yeah.
Then after that, all the plantations.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. What was the importance of the sugar industry for Waimea and a community like Waimea?
Jobs.
Mm.
Jobs were all local people.
Mm.
Yeah, that's all. For the immigrants,
Yeah.
all the immigrants the sugar industry brought in here. Japanese, Chinese, Filipinos, everything under the sun. You can even laugh. Everything under the sun.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. But there's still blacksmiths in Norway.
Yeah.
They came from Oslo, Norway.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oslo,
Yeah. I know where this is. It's a
You know
place.
where that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many Blacksteads are here now?
Huh?
How many Blacksteads are here in Hawaii? You know?
They're about gone.
Mm.
They're all married. Grandchildren. You go to the mainland. Yeah. Yeah.